The preliminaries are now complete. You're ready to fire the first shot. To do so, you must take aim. That means aligning your sights. All handguns are designed to fire in a line from the shooter's dominant eye to the front sight to the target. In order to find your dominant eye, try this easy trick. Take a piece of paper, roll it up into a tube, and look through it as you would a telescope. The eye you use is most likely your dominant eye. Now let's combine eye dominance with aim. To aim properly, you need to align your sights. That means moving the weapon so that the front sight is in the middle of the rear sight, and that the top of the front sight is level with the top of the rear notch. Give it a try. Pick up your weapon. Check to make sure it's empty. Now align your sights by pointing in a safe direction. Once we add the target, you have sight picture. This is what you'll actually see. Notice you can only focus on one thing, either the target, the front sight, or the rear notch. Keep your primary focus on the front sight, and don't let that little wobble bother you. Not only is it impossible to avoid, but it actually has very little effect on your overall aim. Just concentrate on your sight picture, because that and trigger control will determine your success as a marksman. We've already mentioned how important it is to have enough finger on the trigger in order to pull without difficulty. Trigger control goes one step further. It means applying steady, smooth pressure while holding your sights in alignment. The result should come as a surprise. In fact, it should feel as if the gun fired when it wanted to, not when you decided. The key is smoothness. Don't jerk the trigger. You'll pull the sights of the weapon out of alignment. Pull the trigger straight back, not sideways. Finally, follow through with the shot. That is, hold your weapon in position, focusing on the front sight a fraction of a second after firing. This helps ensure an accurate shot. There's more to marksmanship than mere aim, however. Safety is always the #1 concern when handling a firearm. Loading and unloading your weapon safely is crucial. Accidental discharges do occur. Make sure they don't happen to you. To safely load your standard service revolver, make sure your muzzle is pointed downrange. Take 2 rounds from your ammo pouch and drop them into the cylinder, 2 at a time. If you drop a round, never bend over on the firing line to pick it up. Simply pull another from your pouch or pocket and load as before. For speed loaders, whether you're using the HKS type or the Safariland, the procedure is as follows. Hold the speed loader to the cylinder. Seat the rounds. Load the weapon by ejecting the rounds from the speed loader into the chamber. Then, simply close the cylinder, letting the speed loader fall to the ground. To safely unload a revolver with no live rounds in it, simply hold the weapon out at arm's length and depress the extractor rod. Now, what if you didn't fire all the rounds? Take the revolver, dump the live rounds into your hand, hold the weapon at arm's length, and depress the extractor rod to unload the remaining empty casings. Just remember, safety first. When unloading or loading, never point your weapon at something you don't intend to shoot. Keep the muzzle pointed downrange at all times. Learning to uncock your weapon is another element of firearm safety. Holding the revolver in your strong hand, place the index finger or little finger of your weak hand between the hammer and frame. Note that your finger is beneath the hammer nose. Now, press back slightly. Begin pulling the trigger. As the hammer begins to move forward, remove your finger from the trigger guard. Ease the hammer down with the thumb of your gun hand. You've now safely uncocked the weapon. Sometimes, as you're releasing the hammer, it will stick in the half-cocked position. When this occurs, simply pull the hammer back until you hear a distinct pop. Then, gently ease the hammer down with your thumb. A word of warning: never wrap your fingers around the face of the cylinder while uncocking your weapon. And as always, point the weapon in a safe direction, in this case, downrange.